That's the wrong button. All right, what's up, legends?
What's up?
Happy Wednesday. Thanks for hopping on the stream today, everyone out there. Hope everyone's having a good week. We got a new series we are starting on the channel with a collaboration with Big Shot Rob. In this series, we are going to be interviewing several content creators, YouTube stars across the community with Big Shot Rob and I as your hosts. Check out the links in the description if you want to check out our channels. But today, it's not about us, it's about Killer Beard, where we will be interviewing him and seeing what makes Killer Beard and his channel, what makes Killer Beard him, and what has brought him to this journey today. And you can see in the background, he's got a ton of content on his page. We're going to be diving in from his start, his journey, his journey, what got him here, and where he's going from here to kind of go from there. So, Killer Beard, thank you again for joining us today and being on the channel.
Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it. It's an
Yeah.
honor.
Yeah. No, we're excited to have
Welcome
you.
in.
I know Big Shot Rob's excited to be here as well and get things going with this. So hopefully this is the first of many. For anyone that is tuning in, if you guys do have any questions, we do have a series of questions that we will be covering, but if there's anything that you guys do want to chime in on, you guys want to share, you want to ask any of us, we'll kind of get to them as we go from there. So Rob, you want to start out, start getting things going for us?
Yeah, sure, for sure. Yeah, thanks, Killer Beard, for your time, and we will just jump right into this. So, yeah, so I mean, I guess like outside of the usual, like what prompted you just to start just YouTube in general?
Well, YouTube, I started years ago, goofing off. There was nothing. And then I took a huge hiatus with a little bit of stuff in the middle. Nothing major. And then one day I got tired of being a one platform individual. I got tired of just doing Twitch or just doing TikTok or whatever, and made a choice to grow my community and my brand basically. I mean, it was a no-brainer and something I should have done a long time ago.
Awesome, nice, nice. Yeah, so I know, um, James is letting me jump into this. I know when we first met, right? Like, I kind of like, took a look over your channel and things of that nature. And, we had talked a little bit, and, I asked some of those kind of questions as well. And then I let James and I were doing kind of a, hey, what our experiences were like, and et cetera. And so I guess like from that moment, like where we met and to where you are now, what has changed for you? Like
Uh,
what part of YouTube, what part of your process, what part of your vision, direction, any of those things?
well, I realized that I was all over the place. And as you can see, I've got gaming, I've got Jeep stuff, I've got a little bit of everything. And I didn't know where I wanted to go or what I wanted to do, but I knew that I enjoyed gaming. I've been playing games since I was uh, on an Atari. Yes, I'm old. Um, and then I just slowly weeded those out, never deleted them, left them in there. But just been posting more and more content, and then decided to try and do one game. Not because I want to be a one game person and that's all I want to be known for, but I wanted to play something I enjoy.
Nice. Yeah. So I
Well,
guess James, if you sort it by I guess like latest, and is that game like right now primarily for you Battlefield 6?
Correct. I was gonna throw some Forza in there, but unfortunately, I'm having some GPU issues that I'm in the process of figuring out.
Gotcha. Go ahead, James.
so would you say Battlefield 6 was kind of like the start of like, hey, I'm really going to start diving into YouTube a little bit more and posting on a more consistent basis?
Yes, most definitely. I was
Okay.
all over in sense of playing this, playing that, doing this, and then I made it my primary, I guess you could say.
Nice. So I saw you kind of been all over the place a little bit with your games before, kind of like diving into this a little bit. So have you always been more of a FPS shooter game? Like what was your gaming journey like? I mean, you mentioned Atari. I mean, that was probably Pong and
Ye-
what Tetris back in the day. Kind of started from there, and then what made you kind of lean towards the FPS shooter game?
Let's see. Well, I went from the Atari to the Nintendos and stuff, and I loved playing the duck hunting game on Nintendo. Anybody remember
Oh,
the gun?
Oh yeah.
I would
yeah,
play
yeah,
that for hours.
yeah. But I
And
like being the second player.
yes, yes, it was something. I guess it started there, and then I played other games similar as time went on. But then Call of Duty came out, and I remember playing the original first Call of Duty, and that was a game changer for me. And I have been an FPS player majority ever since. Now I do play car racing and sim games of that nature that I enjoy off stream, and I may pull some of them into the stream side as well eventually, just not yet.
See, and that brings up a great point right there. So why not? Why not have more games on your channel? I guess what would be a little bit of your experience with that, or can you talk a little bit what made you focus on one game rather than several games at once? Because me and Rob have had some conversations about this, but wanted to hear a little bit from your perspective.
So one of the main reasons I've went with a single game is I've been I talked to Rob, and even prior to that, I kind of was in the delve of trying to figure out what was best. And the way the YouTube works, and I got this confirmed when I was talking to Rob, is it looks for consistencies of the same thing over and over and over, and it helps push that. And so I chose a game that I enjoyed. Am I good at it? By no means. If you come into the game and you watch me, you're gonna laugh. You may even troll, and I'm okay with that. I am absolutely okay with that because in my description it always says I never said I was good. I just play to have fun.
Oh, that's awesome. So I see you got some fours on here. So that's
That was a
awesome. I still need to try
that
that
was a
game.
that was a test to see how it would do. And for the viewers, it wasn't too bad. For me, it was like I was playing old school games where because the frames just dropped.
Oh, is that my frames?
No, no, no. My frames dropped in the game.
Oh, oh,
Trying to play
oh, your
Forza.
frames dropped. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
It was like I would go and stop, go. And it was almost like I was brake, gas, and it just drove me crazy.
It's a little bit different from the Mario Kart we probably grew up playing, right?
Yes, most definitely. Every second counts, and I wasn't getting seconds. I was getting every 5 seconds.
Oh, that's awesome. So, what kind of inspired you to finally like? I mean, obviously, you talked a little bit about your hiatus. What inspired you to finally like, hey, I want to start investing time into this because there is a lot of time that goes into this. You kind of saw some of the previous videos. I see you got. Can you talk a little bit? You don't have to go too far into this, but can you talk a little bit about that family balance? Obviously, you got kids, you got a family. Trying to balance that between now that you're diving into this, it's spending time away from the family because it can feel like a full-time job sometimes getting that going. Can you dive into that a little bit? Like, kind of what made you make the decisions and maybe some of the challenges or hurdles you've had to deal with going through those decisions that you made?
So for me, my situation's a little different, and everybody's is. But my wife goes to bed relatively early, and for her, she's an 8 hour sleeper. So I have the evening to play. I work third shift for so long that I function on 4 to 5 hours, and if I don't get that, it's not that big of a deal. I'll drink a monster and roll. But what I do is I wake, and this is literally my routine every day. I wake up at 5 a.m. I spend an hour or so drinking coffee in bed with my wife. We play on our phones, we have conversation, we do whatever we do. Like every day is different. But I wake up at that time, I bring us coffee, and I go about my business, getting ready for my day. I get to work. I work all day long, 7 to 3:30. Sometimes I pull a 12 and don't get home till 7:30. Um, and those nights are a little bit rougher because, like I said, she goes to bed early, and she's now working. She's been working since January, I think, so 6 months almost. Um, but with her going to bed early, it gives me time to game and do the streaming and work on clips or do whatever I need to do while she's in bed. And me being one of those people who don't need to sleep, I'm up till midnight, and I do that 6 to 7 days a week. Up at 5, bed at midnight. And when I say I'm in bed at midnight, I don't usually get off till 12:15, 12:30, and I'm still up at 5.
So it sounds like you almost have two jobs doing this.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And it's, but there's a difference. I wake up every morning at 5 o'clock knowing I have to go to work because I have to pay the bills. I look forward to coming home because I'm going to see my family and then I'm going to have me time. And both of those are important. And that's why I keep the me time after everybody goes to bed or my son's at work or
100%.
wherever he's at because and sometimes I play games with him and he's literally his setup is right next to me. So if you're ever in the stream, you'll hear him yelling because our microphones are almost but we're still in Discord because we've got others to talk to.
Oh, that's awesome. So,
So
I
talking about
guess.
the,
Oh, go ahead, Rob.
I was gonna say, just talking about, I think we discussed it as well on our own, but like for you and knowing how much time that you have and I mean, you're playing, streaming, doing, thumbnail creation, editing, and all that. Like, how is your process going, and like where and how are you going to be improving like on your process so you can be like more efficient, so you can have more a little bit more time because you're being more efficient.
So I have, excuse me, I've done two things recently. And one thing is I got a new phone. So I have um, a terabyte now. So I load clips off the computer onto my phone and don't tell nobody. I edit them at work. Um,
Yeah, it's just
sorry,
us here
wife.
talking, nobody else.
No, sorry, wife texted me. Um, So yeah, so I do that. So I kind of now that I have that room, I can do that. But I also just acquired an app that literally takes my stream and finds the clips. And being an FPS player, it does really well at finding headshots, kills, victories. Or sometimes if you're in the chat, you'll hear me say, "Clip it." I'm doing it now. This will be clipped, and I'll be able to post this tomorrow or whenever. Um, so I've done that stuff to help maximize my time. And honestly, doing that has allowed me to do another thing, which is be consistent. I have posted a clip every day now for 4 days, I think, 3 or 4 days, short. And I started doing that, and I've already gained 4 or 5 followers just since I started doing that. So there's 3. I've got one coming at 6 o'clock today, and then I have one at 6 o'clock tomorrow. And that right there is literally what that does. Yo, Bella, thank you so much.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
6, welcome in 6. But yeah, so these are the things anybody can do. That's the thing. I'm just slow to the game. I'm old. I'm finding new things because I have so much going on that I have to find things that are easier for me so I have more time. There's only 24 hours, and that's not enough.
No, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I guess like, I think just hearing like what you're finding out and what you're going through. I think all of us, at some point during our journey kind of goes through that. But sometimes we'll come across, new tools that we're like, hey, might need to check that out, or I haven't seen that or anything like that. Like for for me, like off on the side, if I know I'm needing to post like a short for today or it's going to be for tomorrow, I'm already like writing notes on what that is, where to go get it, and all that. So then that way, when I actually do it, it's super quick. Like it'll take me like about 30 minutes to do the shorts now in that time frame. But I think everyone's process is kind of different, and like what you're posting and like the tools that you're using, I'm like, I need to check that out too, see how I can input it into my workflow. So that's I appreciate that. That's very helpful.
I think you'll if it's called eclipse.gg. I'm not
Yeah,
sponsored. Don't anything like there's no help to me in the aspect of telling you this, but it works really well. Now, it does still have a few hiccups here and there where I've
sure.
noticed that sometimes it'll post everything but one platform. I post to 4 platforms simultaneously, and
Wow.
it basically has a calendar. You edit it, you put it on that calendar, and it uploads everything that you want. Um,
Nice.
so I don't have to do very much as far as look through it, edit it if I want, or leave it the way it is. Some of them get left the way they are because it edits pretty well. Oh, the trolls. Oh, this is a good one. The trolls under the bridge. But yeah,
But
so
that's
Awesome.
awesome that this program caught this though, like able to pick that up. So it's been helping you spend more time gaming rather than editing, right?
yep, most definitely. I spend now maybe 20 minutes to get to like go through the clips it makes and then decide if I want to edit it. And it may not be 20 minutes. It could honestly be 10 minutes. I don't pay attention. I'm doing it in the middle of work when I have a little free time. So,
That's awesome. I guess I kind of have like a follow up question to this. Maybe I should have asked it before. So when you started diving into this, like, what were your thoughts when you first started? Like, what did you think content creation would be like when you first started? Did you think like, oh yeah, like I see people doing this all the time, it's going to be easy, or what were your thoughts kind of going in compared to how they are now? Because it seems like you got a good process, but what were your initial thoughts?
so initially, are you when you say initially, you mean when I officially first time ever hit the go live button?
I'd say probably when you decided, hey, I want to start doing this on a regular basis. Let's go with that
Yeah,
one.
when you started being more consistent with it, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when I started being more consistent with it, um, I lost my own train of thought. That was great. Um,
That
ask
was
that
good.
question one more time.
So what do you think when you first started being consistent with it? What did you think content creation was going to be like when you first started?
Ah,
Like what
okay.
were your initial thoughts? You're like, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to start playing. I'm going to start posting on a consistent basis. I'm going to dive into this." What were your thoughts kind of initially compared to now?
I was a little hesitant. I ain't gonna lie. I knew it was going to be time consuming because I've been streaming for a while, but I've never been as consistent as I have been. And that being said, I was a little worried, and it has been trying. Like I've been consistent in my lives, but I hadn't been consistent in my edits and doing things because I didn't have time. So that was something that really bothered me because I didn't have the time to do what I needed to do. Um, and I knew I needed to do it. So that being said, it's a lot of work. It is like we've said previously. It is a lot like having another job, but it's more. I don't want to say rewarding, but it's more fun than getting up and going to a 9 to 5. And I love what I do. I love being a mechanic, but this is funner, and not because it's gaming. I enjoy people.
So, I guess kind of talking about people. So, I know you have some friends that you played with. So, are most of the people that you play with like people you know like in real life? Let's call it that. Or is it people you kind of met while you started streaming? Like, what would you say that journey has been like as far as as you've been playing longer? I know me and Rob personally, we met. I think Rob messaged me first, and we kind of started gaming from there, and then started
Yeah,
building
I
that
stalked you.
relationship.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, this guy knows exactly where I live somehow. Thanks, NASA. But I guess how has that journey been going? I mean, as far as reception from the community, kind of. I'll give you an example. So I remember I got so excited when I got my first negative comment because it was a comment on my channel. Someone commented. He said, "Look at this big ass chipmunk," and because I think I had the camera too close to my face. I was smiling. Thank you, Invisalign. My teeth are slowly getting fixed. But it was amazing because I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I remember looking at my phone like, "I got a comment. This is awesome." I look at it. I'm like, "Damn, that was brutal." Like so. I guess can you talk about a little bit about that? Like, what was it like when your channel started? Kind of getting some comments. Kind of take us through that journey a little bit.
So I haven't had a lot of negative comments. I mean, I've had a few. Don't get me wrong. TikTok is where most of your trolls are at. I'll be totally honest. Um, but I love a negative comment for two reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well, actually, there's three reasons. First reason, it's a comment. It don't matter if it's negative or positive, it still helps you. Then you have the fact that if it's negative, is it a negative in a positive way? Because maybe that's something I need to fix. And then I enjoy messing with trolls. You come in and troll me, I'm gonna mess back. Like, and then what did you do? You just made me more content. So that I love. But as far as the community goes, the guys that I normally play like RedSec and stuff with, two of them I met years ago when Battlefield first went to online play. Bad Company, I think it was.
Ooh, classic.
I think it was bad. It was either I don't remember if two was online or not, but I know Bad Company we played for sure. And we played that all the time like we do now. And then I dropped off. I moved. I didn't get to game as much. I was in school and working, so I didn't have time. And so now I've picked up and rekindled with them, and some of their people have come and I've been playing with them. And then I also have people that are new to the community that I play with from time to time when I'm like trying to play just multiplayer or something, because not everybody likes to play RedSec. Um, I don't play RedSec by myself. Now, when solos come out, I might, but like I said before, I'm not that good. So whatever. But I enjoy playing with everybody else. And so the community that I've slowly been building is obviously people from all different walks, people, different time zones. I mean, you guys, I've played with, I believe, both of you. I know I've played with James and Rob. I think we got one game in, maybe two. Um, and most everybody I've met, I've loved, honestly. Um, it's fun. And I've even played with some trolls that weren't trolls in the stream, but when they got on the not on the camera, but when their audio was included, they became trolls. And that was fun to deal with.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you've been getting good feedback from the community. That's awesome that you're take it positive. I know sometimes you get those comments. At least for me personally, I know Rob likes to mess with people too. He's probably the king of comebacks. Hey, Rob.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. It depends. There's like there's a difference like when there's like just trolling comments and then I'll go back and forth and is having some fun with it, right? Like I mean, a lot of us grew up on the early COD days, so you had to be quick with those comebacks.
Oh
And
yeah.
then there's some that are that to me that they cross the line for one reason or the other,
And
and
yes.
those that I don't even waste my energy or entertain them, and then I'm like like they just get removed or whatever. So
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, there are people that are a little too far.
yeah.
good to have that good balance.
So like, well, I wanted to
Well,
ask, yeah. So I mean, I think we're at the midpoint of the kind of the thing that we talked about. So like, can you like name say one time or whether it's a stream or like one video, that you have that got you the most views, or maybe one video edit that you're the most proud of, kind of cover like the you don't have to do one of each, but like something that's like kind of a success story, if you will, that you put out there that you felt like that was a kind of like a success in that moment.
So something I worked on for quite a while is actually a video there. I think it's the last video, or the first video that will show up, but the last one I posted of my son's tattoos. That video actually was worked on for about a year. Um, a year ago he got these tattoos, and I didn't know anything about editing at all. It was horrendous. I redid it multiple times, and then I couldn't offload it because there was an issue with my CapCut, and it wouldn't go to my PC, but my phone didn't have enough storage. So I kept editing. I added music and did all kinds of different things to it, and then I uploaded it. And I'll be honest, most of my videos get minimal views. I'm still new to the business. It's not, I'm not Mr. Beast with thousands of millions of people. So for that to get, I think it got 50. What did it get? 59 views. Like I was surprised. I was shocked. It's an 11-minute video, and it made almost an hour of watch time, and I was impressed. Like but I took a lot of time making like trimming this down. I had 45 minutes of footage, I think, and I trimmed it down to 11 minutes.
Wow.
that's awesome. So is this your first time like actually making and like editing like a full length video on your channel?
Yeah, yep. Most everything else is, which I might have a little drone footage in there that I did a little editing as well, but nothing like this one. Like it was literally, I just, on the drone ones, I just cut out stuff and, or speed it up a little. But this, I mean, I was in there with the camera and trimming down and just trying to get what I thought people would want to see.
Oh, that's awesome. So at the time you mentioned that you're using CapCut. That's actually the same device that I use for video editing. I think Rob uses. Oh my gosh, DaVinci,
DaVinci
right, Rob?
Resolve. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit like? So this was good practice, obviously, to like get into that. Can you talk a little bit about what you learned from kind of diving into editing and kind of putting something together with this and then getting something that's rewarding out of it?
Well, editing, I realized, and I knew it, but I really realized it. It is not easy. People that are good at it just make it look easy. Um, I watched other videos even to figure out how to edit different things, and what I had to do. I don't think I posted it on here, but there was a video that I had to edit for my wife on for her work, and I had to blur out the background because they didn't want that stuff in there. And using CapCut on the desktop, most of this is done on my phone. Um,
Oh wow, this is good.
but the desktop is a lot easier to use. Um, but it's got more features. So then you get even deeper. I just had to take my time. I mean, that's honestly, I don't know that I learned per se a lot. Um, I learned enough to be dangerous.
Hey, sometimes that's all you need, right?
That's true. And all these thumbnails. Speaking of editing, I don't edit any of these thumbnails. These are all AI. Chat GPT. The Pure Panic one, actually, I was using another program similar to Epic, um, and I didn't like it. I actually seen viewage go down with it, and I stopped using it. But I made that one on there. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, it doesn't. This day and age, you don't have to be great at it. You just have to be good with words.
That's awesome. Oh, thanks for sharing that, Killer.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, I enjoy people. I enjoy chatting, and this is just up my alley. I need to do more chatting streams. It's just again, no time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest obstacle in life, right? Time.
Yep. I need 38 hours in a day.
Oh, can you imagine?
It'd be great.
Oh, sorry. Oh, work calls. I'll call you back. This is very important. I got a VIP member on the podcast. Sorry, guys. You want to ask another question, Rob?
Yeah, I guess to start bringing it back around, outside of what you've been most proud of and stuff. So like, what's next? What's next for Killer Beard? Like, what's next? What are you thinking? Where are you going? Let's start with, by this year, like what is something that you're looking to try to do and accomplish, and then what might be after that?
So honestly, I am looking to accomplish, hopefully, if everything keeps going by the end of the year, or at least a month or so into the new year, I'm looking to be somewhat monetized on YouTube, which I'm monetized on a lot of the other channels. But that's one of the things. Like for me, that's just a milestone. My first milestone was
Me.
hi, dear.
She said me.
Good answer. Good
yes.
answer.
I lost my train of thought. Thank you, dear. But yeah, I want to do that, and I want to, at some point, with that being said, be able to give back a little. Um, you know, there's been a lot of people that throughout different stages, like I was on Twitch for a while, and I was on, if anybody knows it, Mixer for a while. My call ends in 15 minutes. So yeah, like all those different things I was always doing, and first milestone was 500 subs. Next milestone was 1,000. Now I'm pushing all the analytics and trying to be good with that, and it would be nice to get to a point where I don't have to work so much overtime per se. This is overtime though. Like, I mean, it really is. But it could be lucrative enough to not have to do that and spend more time at home. That's my plan, hopefully. Baby steps. By the end of the year, monetization. That's what I'm looking for.
Nice.
Actually,
Very cool.
I got a question based off that. So, I know on my stream the other day you hit 1,000 subs. Congratulations for that. When did you all of a sudden notice? I know Battlefield 6 was kind of the start of where you started posting consistently. When did you start noticing all of a sudden like the subs start blowing up a little bit? Like what was kind of like a holy cow, people really like this, so I'm going to keep doing it to keep growing the subs? Like what kind of started growing it, or was it a slow build? Like I see on this stream right now or this video it says 967, and it looks like this was 2 months ago, and now you're up what plus 300 since this post.
Yeah.
So I guess what really what did you notice all of a sudden was like a game changer for your channel growing with subs?
Um, that's a good question, because honestly, when I made the choice to go fully gaming and cut out a lot of the extra stuff that I was doing, it kind of slowed down. because where I've seen most of my growth was actually doing my driving streams. People love IRL things like crazy, and probably 25 to 40% of them 1,000 subs was from that. And when I cut that out, it took a little bit. And I think honestly, what caused some of the boom, like from this here 967 to I think I'm 130 now in a couple months, was consistency. I just had to be more consistent.
That's awesome. Sorry, I misread it. I was reading it like 1.3, not 1.03.
Oh,
But that's still awesome growth. The fact that you're able to kind of recognize that as far as how it grows. I guess a side question to that, because I know I've talked to Rob about this. I've dabbled in different games and stuff, so you kind of grab subs from different games, not necessarily you know, oh yeah, it's like I play Battlefield, I play Helldivers, I play a bunch of different games. So you get subs from different areas, and then obviously they get upset when you're playing a different game or something. Would you say those subs that were watching your IRL stuff, like off-roading and items like that, do they still come in on your live streams for Battlefield 6, or are they kind of more quiet, or is it more like a number on your channel, I guess to say?
it's probably I'd say 25% come, and the other 75 are just a number. Um,
Okay.
a lot of the people though that are regulars have actually come from when I was on other platforms. And then they have crossed over to here, um, and they bounce. Like I have a couple people that bounce between all three platforms when I'm running all three. It's kind of funny. 1 minute though, I'll see their name pop up in YouTube and then Twitch, TikTok, and whatever. Um, I actually have one individual though that is been around since the driving, and it's a young fella. He just showed up one day and literally was there every morning that I would drive to work or whatever, and was chatting. And now he pops in still, even for the gaming stuff. He doesn't. He's never been one to stay long, but he pops in and at least says hey.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's awesome. It's cool that you still have people tuning in just to see you. I think that's what, I don't know, in my opinion, that's what it's kind of about, right? Hopefully they're tuning in for you and not just the game, right? If all of a sudden
Right.
the game tanks or something or falls apart, they're still here to see you play games, right?
Yep. Because it's gonna happen. Every game changes. You can only play a certain game for so long, and then you got to move on to the next thing.
Oh, absolutely. Uh, what about you, Rob? You got anything else? I think I
Um,
was.
yeah, I was gonna ask, see if you guys want to ask y'all's streams as well. Just anyone have a last call for a question that they want to ask Killer, and see if we can get a question in. If anybody has anything on their mind, or if they want to know something. So we'll leave that open out there for now and see what comes in. And then oh, here we go. Old Phyllis just asked you, Killer. He said, like, what drives you to keep going? Because you mentioned earlier time, and like, there's like sometimes lack of sleep or exhaustion. People, sometimes we're always, we're tired, or this and that. Like, in real life stuff comes up. So like, what drives you to keep going to doing what you want to do for your channel?
Before I get to that, Yankees, welcome. And that's the individual I was talking about here. He just pops in, um, and says, hey. So
What's up, Yankee?
that's the awesome thing. And you'll see him and other people like Sixth and everybody bouncing around, or crazy operations. But so what drives me to keep going with all that? So me and my wife have a funny little running joke that I'll tell her how good I'm doing, and she's like, I'm ready to retire." And so I jokingly tell her I do it to retire her, and I would love for that to be the case. But it's a slow growth, so she's gonna be working a little while. But what I just enjoy it. That's the thing. If you enjoy something, that is your drive. I enjoy playing video games. I've enjoyed them since I was a kid. And I enjoy streaming, talking to people. Sometimes I'm a little slow at getting to the comments because I'm locked into a gunfight or something. But it's knowing that, you know, there could be that one time you do a live and somebody comes in there and they just needed like 10 minutes to chill. Life was rough. I mean, it's so that's kind of the drive is like it's, you know, yes, for me it's because of enjoyment. Um, and I know that the more time I put into it, eventually the less time I'll have to put into it, if that makes sense, because it'll be to a point where I could do a Q&A for an hour and it'd be like doing 4 hours of gaming.
Nice.
That's awesome. I got any more questions from the audiences?
Not on my side.
What about you, Rob?
No more. So yeah, I mean, I think I think I think for this first one, say hey, thanks. Like I said, thanks again, Killer, for letting us do this first one with you, so we could get to know like a little bit of your story, share a little bit of your story, help us work out some of the kinks, to be honest, as well. But also, yeah, just overall, just and while we have you here and you're helping us, test these things out, James and I definitely want to kind of continue this, and we like hearing everyone's perspectives, stories, and experiences, and um, just get your thoughts and your feedback. What's this been like for you, and how can we kind of improve or keep doing well into the next one?
Well, I say keep doing what you're doing. I don't see really anything that would necessarily be a negative, honestly. The questions are good. I like being a guinea pig. That was kind of nice.
I thank you for that.
No problem. You know, like, but once again, it's been fun. I'll be honest, I was a little nervous doing it. You know, this is a whole lot different than playing a video game and running around shooting at people and saying hey to people in chat or whatever. But you know, this it's interesting how it's different. I don't. It's
Mhm.
hard to explain. You worry about, am I going to have enough to say? Am I going to say the right thing or the wrong thing, or you know? But
Yeah, don't worry about that. Sometimes James or I will get long winded, some form or fashion or another.
We've actually
It's
been
weird.
very well tamed this time. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
know I
lie.
was kind of
exactly.
surprised.
I think it's because there's three of us here. That's why, Rob.
What's up, Dan? Yeah, for sure. No, but I think I think a lot of like a part of us like wanted to do this. I mean, especially for me because a lot of times like these are the kind of interactions that like I kind of want to have right on stream, but sometimes you get so focused or locked in, and it's hard to have
Hmm.
that in real time moment back and forth, because then you're going back through chat and you're trying to catch up on some things if you can, and things of that nature, and you can't ask certain questions, and sometimes it's also kind of weird asking some of these kind of types of questions in a midlife gaming stream, right? Because
Right.
that audience set is looking for something different, but hopefully with this one it's different expectations, and we can kind of do that, and just share everyone's kind of story, and we'll just kind of go from there.
I like it, and I'm definitely gonna be tuning in to the next one. Um, whether I have to watch it live or end up watching it at work or whatever, I mean, you never know. All of our time zones are different, so it'll be interesting. Hopefully, it's at a time when I can lock in and ask questions of the individual as well. But to those that see this and do this in the future, just come and relax and be yourself. You'll be fine.
Should we
Awesome.
should we do a fun lightning round with Killer Beard really quick so people can get fun facts about him?
Fun facts. Yeah, we'll
All
ask
right.
one question. We got to make it quick. I'll ask one question, and then James can ask a question. What is something that is like just kind of outrageous that you've, I don't know, just done in your life that would be like, like just not normal, just something that's like kind of insane, crazy, or whatever it might be.
I went back to school when I was 30. So
Nice.
for me, that was crazy. It was a crazy waste, though, but not a waste. Story for another time.
All right.
There
All
you go.
right. All right, James, you go. Got two.
All right. Desert Island, favorite game of all time. You're stuck with one game.
Oh, Skyrim.
Good answer. PC or console?
I mean, I'm PC now. I've been PC for 5 years now. When I
Alright.
built this PC, I didn't touch it for 6 months and sold it.
All right.
Wow.
Good answer. I think I know the answer to this one. Coffee or energy drinks?
Both.
There you go. Most underrated game of all time?
Street Fighter.
Oh, all right. Most overrated game of all time?
Most overrated? Probably some of the newer CODs.
Ooh, all right. And then one word to describe your creator journey.
Amazing.
Good answer. I like it. And then the last thing we'll leave with people, if there's something you could go back and give day one creator Killer Beard one piece of advice, what would it be?
Be more consistent and do YouTube and don't be scared.
I like it. And then we'll leave this to where can people follow your journey? You got YouTube Killer Beard. Is there anywhere else they should follow you on?
There's Instagram, there's Facebook,
Right.
YouTube, Twitch.
All
If
right.
you look up Killer Beard, but remember Killer is with an I, not an E, you'll find me.
Right. All right. Well, it's about to end, so we will call it there. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for Killer Beard for your time. Thanks, James.
Thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate you guys. Till next time. We'll see you then.
All right, sounds good. Thanks everyone for watching. Stay legendary out there.
Later. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for tuning in. That is going to be our live for the day. I'm going to spend the rest of the evening with my wife, have dinner, relax, watch a little TV, and go to bed when she goes to bed. So, have a good one. See you guys next time.